Greetings everyone, met some of you at the orientation back in August. I'm Professor Dolores Delgado Bernal and I have some information I want to share with you about our next workshop. You have an assignment for our next meeting. Your assignment is to bring a cultural artifact. What does that mean? You're going to identify a meaningful cultural artifact that you feel partially represents your racial, ethnic, class, family, and/or cultural background. Now bring this item to our next workshop and be prepared to share the following information about your artifact in our workshop. That is 1, how is the cultural artifact related to your racial, ethnic, class, family, or cultural identities? 2, why is this cultural artifact important to you? And 3, how, if at all, does your cultural artifact fit into the larger sociopolitical context? So let me give you an example, what I've had previous students to do, and I'll even share a cultural artifact with you. I did have a student one time who brought a cultural artifact that I thought they forgot to do the assignment. They brought their iPhone. And I thought, didn't do their assignment, they're just gonna see if they can get by. But the student answered those 3 questions and had really thought it out. This was a refugee student who came to the US, and through their iPhone, that became a cultural artifact that allowed them to learn English using music, using online dictionaries, and the socio-political context. Kind of the bigger idea was that they were in between cultures. They were learning a different language and becoming a part of American culture as a refugee student. So don't use iPhone, think of something else, but that's what one of my students did. I'm gonna share with you my cultural artifact. This is a jacket that I got from my grandma. Well, I got when my grandma passed away. My grandma Micaela passed away. My grandma, I'm gonna put my jacket on. My grandma didn't have a lot of things, and this is what I got when she passed away. And my grandma got this jacket from a place she calls Sally's. In my family, Sally's is not a boutique. It is what grandma calls the Salvation Army. So she got this jacket at the Salvation Army. I would see her wear it all the time, and when she passed away, my aunt asked me if I wanted the jacket. Everyone, including my grandma, were smokers, and so it took me a long time to get all the smoke out. But once I got that out, it's a jacket I wear sometimes. It brings me good energy. And the bigger socio-political context, so that's why it's important to me, because it connects me to my grandma, to my family, to a working class background. But the bigger socio-political context is the fact that understanding my family and the background, and my grandma making do in any way that she could. So whether it was shopping at Salvation Army or doing other things that she did to get by, this always reminds me of that. So for next week or next workshop, don't forget, bring your cultural artifact. Be ready to share with your peers, with all of us, some background about your cultural artifact, those 3 things. Thanks.